Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV3805. It's the Tier 9 British SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Malinovka under the command of CL1CKER. Game on! Well, you've seen this Arty before in performance, and CL1CKER does get some really good games. He's decided to share one with us, and let's see how he gets on in this Arty, which is actually quite chunky, quite meaty. It's actually based on a Centurion tank. They actually made two prototypes in 1957, and neither of them actually had a gun mounted in them, but the hulls were, well, they were used as a form of armoured personnel carrier. I didn't guess that he was going to do that quickly. They were used as a form of armoured personnel carrier on the ranges down on the Isle of Wight, was it? I think it was down on the Isle of Wight. It was known as Major Picton's Palace, the vehicle that was used down there to transport the people around the range in safety and security. 384 hit points from his first shot. Now, he's using the big gun, the 7.2-inch howitzer, which is capable of 182.9 millimeters in caliber, 850 alpha, 46 millimeters of pen, 9.5 meters on the damage radius, and 12.5 to 28 seconds of stun. So quite a lot of stun. He's aiming right up at the north end, and he's looking on the other side of the battlefield, waiting for an enemy tank to come in sight. He's found one. It's a 113.80. Rounds out. Direct hit. In fact, actually, it's not a 113.80. It's actually a Beijing Opera. That's what the BO means. Okay. That's me just getting it completely wrong. Okay, that 113 is, he's not being very careful. He could actually end up getting a lot of damage. He's got relatively thin armor, due to down to most heavy tanks. And you can see there, he actually got the guy for 125, even when the shell actually landed on his opposite number in the 277. So he took a bit of splash. It's a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. He's bottom tier, but that won't stop him from actually earning a lot of hit points off the enemy. He sent this replay in just earlier today, and I thought I'd fit it in because, of course, CL1CKER's replays are, well, they're very well watched. Lots of people like to see his replays, and that's good for the channel. So yes, we put them up so everybody can have a quick look and see how the experts are doing it. Now, one of the good things about Malinovka is if enemy tanks do go up to the top of the hill, then as an Arty player, you can just keep lobbing those shells in. And you notice how he's relocating after most shots. He's only pulling back, though. That's actually not good practice, because normally you want to have some sideways component to actually move laterally, just in case an enemy Arty thinks, well, I can see that line keeps getting further back, but it is in a line, and therefore they can anticipate where he's likely to be. Okay, concept 1B, rounds out, looks good. Very good, it's a hit. 281. He's already racked up 1,500 hit points of damage and nearly 1,000 stun assist. And the game's only been going for less than 4 minutes. And there's that Beijing Opera again. He's not looking so hot now. He's very low on hit points. In fact, I'd say he might go out the game very shortly. I would not be surprised if CL1CKER got around into him. And he does hit him with another one, and he does go down, but the kill shot goes to the Object 705A. Now, one of the good things is that he's actually kind of blocked the way for that Jaeger to actually move across from one side of the windmill to the other. We've got a T-54E1 who's being a bit precocious. He's decided to shoot into a little forward, and he gets hit by CL1CKER as well, but it was only splash. Picked up another 305 hit points. You notice how he's getting those shells pumped out as fast as he can. So he's pre-dialing in on where he expects to shoot ahead of target. So at the moment that he's ready to go, he can let loose the shell and get almost a hit directly. Concept 1B. No, he's actually adjusting because he thinks the concept's moving. Another direct hit. 322. More stun assist. Okay, down in the south, he's noticed that a Batchat 25 or Vansang TAP actually has managed to cross the center line, but he's got two of our guys after him. Object 263 and a K91 PT, both tank destroyers. And I think he's going to go down, this guy. There's no chance he's going to survive two of them. Yep. And in fact, actually, it was CL1CKER who got the kill on him in the end. He stayed in the same place too long, and CL1CKER put the round in to finish him off. So with 3 each at the moment, it's very, very even so far. But if you noticed on hit points, our team has got considerably more than the enemy team. And that's actually because CL1CKER's been taking those hit points off them at a rapid rate. He's now up to 2.5. Another shell landing close to the enemy. So 2.5 actual damage, 1.5 stun assist. The standard reload time with the big gun, if we can see here on the oh, it's not actually showing there, is it? It's actually in the manual. 35.47 seconds is the standard reload, and CL1CKER's actually got that down to 28.56. Selecting his targets, deciding whether he's going to go round the windmill or to the Concept 1B, who's a little bit closer. He sees the T54E1. I think this is a kill shot. He's going to go for the kill shot in the E1. Lines up the shot, work out where he's going, rounds out, and there you go, kill. It's so good. He does it very, very stylishly, and that it's a very simple, finds the target, selects it, dials in, ready to go, rounds out, and bang, there's your target. Okay, we've lost all our guys at the top of the hill, but we do have some support only a short distance away. We've got a Concept 5, and we've also got... Oh, and he found a blind shot there because he knew where the enemy was. But at least we've got some guys ahead of us. There's a Heshbarn up ahead as well, an FV3805. And we've got a GWE900 just a short distance away from us. But he's gone right down to the water now. First target to hit is the Concept 1B, who's piling down the hill as fast as he can to get to the woods for cover. He's got very low hit points, though. Instead, we're going for the T30. Rounds out. Direct hit and a wipeout. He's got another kill. That's 3 kills now. The Concept 1B did go down, but he took out the T30. It was what you might even say a snapshot, because he changed his mind from the Concept 1B and switched it to the T30 sitting behind him. I thought he mainly did that because he could see that the T30 had more hit points than the Concept 1B and was going to be a much easier hit, and it was, because he put the shell just to the right of where he thought the guy would go, and he drove straight through the aim point. Okay, we've got a G-Saw and a T110E4. Okay, there's a T49 got close to our cap area. He spotted him. He's using the rock for cover, which is normally a bad decision, because if you're static for any length of time, yeah, in fact, that was the GWE900. And now we've got another T54E1, but he's loaded, ready to go. Rounds out. Another hit. 407. He's now up to over 3,000 damage. But the 277 is only a short distance away, but he still gets wiped out. We did get spotted, so there are 2 enemy Artys we have to move. Got no choice. The other Arty's already moved, and yes, he did get splashed. by one of the enemy. Nothing's come our way yet. G-Saw. Difficult shot. Rounds out. Close. 110. He got some splash on him. Now, he has actually driven back into the same position he was in when he was spotted. So that's probably not a good idea, just in case the enemy Arty says, I'll fire one in. But I'm pretty sure, actually, that the enemy Arty at this moment is focusing on our tanks, because you can see the rings are showing around our guys. And yes, there was just a shot there on the G-Saw. Our shot hits the E4. 426. If he gets many more shots, he's probably going to pop the 4,000 mark on actual damage, and another 1.5 on top of that for stun assist. Switches back to the E1. No, he likes the E4 better. Okay. He's just been tracked by the GW. Fires blind. Gets a hit, and he killed him! A blind kill. Let's see that one again, because that was interesting. Okay, we run the replay again. He quickly looks over, holding down his right-hand mouse button. So he holds the aim on the E4. He goes to the battle assistant move. He knows the target just got hit. He loses sight of the target, fires the round in, direct hit, and wipes him out. He's right up against the edge of the map at the back. There's only 3 left on their team, but there's only 4 on the enemy team. The GWE100 just went down to the T62. There's the T54E1. He just got tagged and killed by the Concept 5. So the 263 got the hit that tagged him, and the Concept 5 got the kill. We're now even, down to 3 each. But they've got 2 Arties, we've only got the 1. T62 in sight. He goes down. The 263 gets him. So it's 3 versus 2, and that means that CKER can now come out of that corner. He was defensive because he's so big, so easy to spot. If the enemy tanks had seen him, they would have put a round into him, and he would have been out of the game, just like the GWE100 was. But now they're Arty hunting, and of course, he's not going to stop and stay at the back. He's going to go hunting as well. Now, the enemy Arty, CL1CKER gun carriage, M53, M55. Well, the M53, M55 is a much better Arty for shotguns and the like. The CL1CKER gun carriage has got a very big gun, but it's actually, the problem is that it's very difficult to shotgun because it's so big and there's no gun depression. The gun actually extends over the front of the vehicle. Well, not over the front of the vehicle, but it's over the engine deck. So it makes it very difficult to get gun depression. Okay, he's found the CL1CKER gun carriage right up at the top of the hill. He fires. Oh, and he looked away. Oh, dear. Normally discourage that, Mr. CKER. I know. He knows. He knows he's not supposed to do it. But he's got 5 kills. He could get a Top Gun if they can find it for him. But they'll probably kill it rather than find it. We're down to the last 2 minutes of the game. It was the 263 that actually spotted the CL1CKER gun carriage up the hill. And he's loaded the extra HE, and he's found him. Now, can he get a kill shot? Oh, he's in reload. He's loaded. He gets the hit, tags him for 342, and he gets taken out by the Concept 5, so we lose out on the Top Gun, but they do get the victory, and a good one at that. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for CKER in the FV3805. He managed to get a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 18. He got a Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, which is 1 short of getting a Top Gun, and 1/3 of the enemy team And on top of all that, he got a Confederate as well, because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, at least 6 tanks, which were subsequently taken out by his teammates. And that last kill, well, that would have been the sweet cherry on the pie to actually get a top gun, killing the last remaining Arty. He also would have got a counter battery fire medal as well if he'd taken that last guy out. He did get a nice hit, but it wasn't enough to take the guy down. If only he got a penetrating shot, that would have made the difference, and that would have given him a top gun. So, let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in the game turned out to be, CL1CKER, 4,888 hit points of damage. Not enough to get 20% of the enemy hit pool, so not enough for a high caliber. But the second highest damage in the game turned out to be the concept number 5 on his team, who killed the M53-M55. He got 3,931. And in third place, there was the concept 1B on the enemy team with 3,848 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, we can see that CL1CKER got the highest number of those as well. 5 kills to him, 4 kills to the concept number 5. And then the next highest is the CL1CKER gun carriage, the T62A, the T49, the Concept 1B, and the M53, M55 on the enemy team. So both those Artys were good players. And in fact, as you saw, they were on the move. They didn't stick around. They used their W key to get moving and try and outwit CL1CKER's team. But unfortunately, the CL1CKER gun carriage got spotted by the Object 263 going up the hill and going over the top, which would normally be the safest way to actually make his way across the field. But unfortunately, he did get spotted. And then the M53, M55 actually got spotted by CL1CKER moving across and around the back of the cap area. And yes, unfortunately for him, CL1CKER's very good at short range shots, and he did get a hit, but it wasn't enough to finish off the game. I must admonish CL1CKER for one thing. He did fire and then look away immediately after he fired the round at the CL1CKER gun carriage. We do encourage players to watch what happens to the fall of shot so we can see where the shell actually landed, because it gives you information about how accurate your aim was. And CL1CKER does know this. He knows that we don't normally cover replays where a player keeps doing that. He doesn't do it. Normally, he stays to see what happens because he needs the information for himself to actually make his game improve. In fact, in this game was very good game indeed, because he did get a huge amount of damage on the enemy. When it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So he's got the highest damage, highest number of kills, and the highest base XP in the game. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base. He got 1,309 in that game. The next highest was the K91PT, who got 988, followed by the concept number 5, who got 967. So what a good game. All the columns. He's top on all columns. Let's have a look at detail. 24 shots fired. It's a lot of ammunition expended, but then the FV3805 does carry a lot of ammunition, 48 rounds. So he actually just used half his ammo in the game. 14 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 25 splash. Well, can we guess which one it penetrated? Well, actually, it was the Batchat 25TAP, the one that was harassing our 2 tank destroyers. He landed the shell right on top of him, went straight through him. So that's the one he killed in this game. He also got 25 splashes, 4,888, of which 4,546 were at more than 300 meters. The difference being the M53, M55, who was well within 300 meters when he shotgunned him. 13 direct hits on the enemy. 13 enemies were damaged, not 13 direct. He's got 14 direct. 13 enemy vehicles damaged. So there was only 2 that he didn't touch in the game. And 5 enemy vehicles destroyed. 108 hit points of damage assistance and 1,420 hit points of stun assist of 17 stuns. The damage assistance, by the way, that was spotting assist, because he actually showed the concept where it was and the concept finished him off. He also picked up 82,738 credits from the game and 1,964 experience points as well. As he says, FV3805 Pro, well, he is a pro, really. He is so good at his game. He does play expert Arty level, and it's from games like this, you can learn an awful lot. Now, CL1CKER tends to play, most of the time, overhead views, so you're actually getting it from not the topographical view, but you're getting the God mode. You're seeing exactly what is going on from above. You can't see the contours of the land, but you know where they are. You see occasionally he does switch to battle assistant, like he did when he took out that enemy tank that was creeping up behind the wreck. If I remember correctly, was it the E4? I think it was the E4 who was creeping up, and he just wiped that guy out. Even though he was behind the wreck and using it for cover, he still got nailed by a shell that went over the wreck right into the target and blew him away. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. It's a rather good one. It's a long battle as well, because it went down to the last, just before the last minute. I think they had a minute and a bit to go, but it just goes to show that some battles, they can go on for a very long time, and that takes a lot of effort out of someone as well, because at the end of one of these games, I'm normally shaking because I'm so tight up and so wound up by the game. I'm so involved, engrossed in it, that it's difficult to actually make all the movements necessary. And there's lots of players who say this, that they get really nervous, but then you can tell a good player, because of course they're not nervous. They're the ones who actually are just doing it coolly, saying, yeah, I could do that, no problem. And they come away with a victory like CKER does. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.